Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm gonna talk to you one of my favorite machine. And no, you're thinking about that one? No, not today. Another day, okay? Not this one, not this one, not this one too. This one another day. This is what we're gonna talk about. The GT86, aka the Claw. Now many of you have seen her in action already, but we have never yet to talk about the build detail. So that's what's gonna happen today.
Crispy, yeah, that boy crispy. Head to toe, I'm gleaming, yeah, I know they can't miss me. See your boy a mile away, my kicks is really head. Fresh Air Force Ones, denim things crispy. 2-piece, got them all jelly, get a biscuit. Going hard in the paint, I'm feeling like no whiskey.
But as we all know, the GT86 Boxer engine only pushing out 160 brake horsepower. This car is based on the original engine platform, which is the Boxer. The whole idea is that we're working very closely with HKS to prove that the turbo system is effective. What we have here today is actually a turbocharged with a stroker kit. Now, before we move to the turbocharged, the basic stuff for HKS on the engine component section is they actually have a few variants. You can start with the supercharger kit. The supercharger kit is pushing out around 260 brake horsepower, which is a lot compared to the standard engine. And that's the basically the basic entry of modification. Now, if that's still not enough for you, you can add in the stroker kit, which is like exactly what I have on the setup. The setup that we have in this car is basically a HKS GT3 turbo kit. We have the HKS injector, we have the HKS flash editor. Basically, that's the ECU that being reflashed, and then we have the HKS spark plug, high flow air sensor. We have the HKS hybrid magnetic oil filter. The clutch system that we have it installed here is Agura Super Twin Plate Race Clutch with lightweight flywheel, and of course we have the HKS oil cooler as well. Now the radiator, however, is not HKS because it was custom made by Koyorod Racing with 2 layers of full aluminum racing radiator. I want to highlight one thing. Before I built this car, before the project started, a lot of people were telling me the Boxer engine is not reliable for drifting. It's because of the way the engine is being set, and then the oil has been sitting on one side of the engine. Now, I was a bit worried during that time. However, now the car has been built and the car had proven that so far till today the engine is reliable and I don't have any issue or whatsoever. Next, I want to talk about the suspension, but check this out, guys. See how far the actual suspension has been moved away from the actual structure. As you can see, the normal suspension should be sitting right in the middle here, but in this case we actually have to reposition the suspension way outside the actual mounting point. The reason of that is to extend the track width so that we can have maximum contact and maximum traction on the front. First thing you can see here is a huge caliper. It's actually a 6-spot caliper, a lot of stopping power here. And my caliper is actually supplied and custom made by JK Racing. They are based in Taiwan, and they've been a great supporter to me. So without them, this car would not be able to stop. So what's the point having all the horsepower and you can't stop them, right? So that's what JK Racing is all about. It's a 6-spot caliper, and this car runs with 2-piece lightweight semi-floating rotor. So the rotor is actually floating, and then the size of the diameter is 355 millimeter. Okay, and the color, as you can see, is a special monster green, which was actually specially made just for my car. Right underneath here, you will see all this orange bit, which is the lower arm, and a special custom knuckle. Now this car is equipped with a wide angle steering rack, which means it allows me to have maximum control of my wheel radius. Moving over here, we have a damper, which is the coil over. This is from JK Racing, again a high performance adjustable suspension, designed and made for one purpose only, for me to go drifting. Moving forward towards the rear, we have a 4-port JK Racing caliper. As you can see, most of the drift car will run on 2 caliper, a 4-port and a single port. That means they have 2 caliper. The single port is normally meant for the e-brake and the 4-port is meant for the foot brake. But in my case, my setup is only 2-in-1, specially custom for this car. Is 4-port on a foot brake and my e-brake, both are all under 1 caliper. Rotor, we have a 2-piece lightweight semi-floating rotor with aluminum bell housing, and that's a spacer for my wheel. This is a strut press, which is designed by Super Circuit. My car exhaust system is actually custom and made by Super Circuit. So this is a very nice piece of stabilizer. We're going to talk about the Aero kits before we move inside the car. So this car, the Claw, actually have a Rocket Bunny Aero kit. It was actually supplied to me by Best Kit Fiber Design, and the best in Malaysia as well. I prefer something subtle rather than something very loud, so I opt for the we call it a dark tail, which is nice and sexy. Now moving forward, we're going to talk about the shit. Look what have I got here. Holy crap, my CNC short shifter finally arrived. I've ordered this more than a month ago from Italy for the Claw, and so we call it a billet machine, billet basically, you know, so it's just beautiful. Oh my god! Look at this! Check this out! Woohoo! This is beautiful. My newly fitted CNC billet aluminium quick shifter. This is the one that we just received yesterday, and thanks to Sarah, brilliant job. He got it fitted just over a couple of hours. So yeah, what can I say? It's wonderful, it's beautiful. The next most important component, which is the e-brake. Now this e-brake is actually connected to my rear caliper, and how it actually works to go into drifting is first you need to initiate the drift. How do you initiate the drift? By yanking this e-brake, we will actually brake the rear tractions. As soon as you brake the rear tractions, that's where you initiated the drifting motions, and from that on, it's all controlled from your throttle. That we want to talk about is the seat. I have a Recaro 2-bucket seat in here. One is of course for myself, and the other one is for my passengers. We do a lot of taxi ride, and the passengers need to be in a safe, protected environment as well. So that's why we provide them the best equipment. As for the harness, I have a 6-point OMP harness, and both sets are the same, identical, the driver and the passengers. Over here, this device is a boost controller provided by HKS. It's designed and from HKS basically. It's got several settings in here. You allow you to preset your boost, whether you want it 1 bar, 1.2 or 0.8 bar, or whatever you want it. So once you preset the bar in there, all you need to do is going through the button, and then there you go, you have a preset boost controller. So the other important component I want to talk about is the steering wheel. Here I have is a original OMP steering wheel, and beautiful crafted Alcantara, and also it's very firm and solid. You know, you can see this car's got a full roll cage that has been mounted inside the cockpit. Now this has got 2 functions. First thing first is to protect the passenger and the driver in the car in the event if the car flip or roll over, and the other purpose of this roll cage is that it actually strengthens the chassis to make the ride a bit more rigid. The last bit I want to highlight, the ridiculous steering angle on a drift car versus a conventional vehicle. This is very important. This makes the difference between drift machine and a normal conventional vehicle. Now come over here, check this steering angle. How ridiculous is this? This is approximately 60 degrees versus a conventional vehicle, which is around approximately 30-35. So you can see the steering angle is almost double. So this is the conventional vehicle, this is the drift machine. So that's why we have a wide angle. As I mentioned earlier, this wide angle is to allow us to have a wider steering angle input, which allow us in return to have better front traction. Lastly, before I say goodbye, I have a very important message to all of you that we have put in so much effort and money into this project. This car took us almost 5 months to complete. Now without my sponsors, this project is almost impossible. So I want to say thank you, big thank you to my sponsors, to start off with Monster Energy Malaysia, and then we have JQK22, we have HKS by Vision Autosports, we have Justino tires that provide me all the tires for us to do drifting, we have Motorsport Playground that wrap the whole car, and then we have JK Racing that provide me all the handling and the stopping power. Of course, Best Kit Design that provide me the Aero kit. We have Super Circuit that provide me all the exhaust system and the strut system. We have Liquid Moly, and of course we have Insta360 that provide me all the footages. Thank you very much to my sponsors, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now to all of you, if you have more questions about the Claw, do leave me a comment down below and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you very much and bye for now.